For the next 72 hours, I'm going to train like the most dangerous racers in the world, Isle of Man racers. Almost every year since 1907, these crazy riders have been turning this small island into a mini racetrack, racking up the death toll for racers and spectators up to 250 people since it started. What does it take to get up to the level for this invite-only race? And why do people do this? After interviewing a second-generation Isle of Man racer, we're gonna find out if a noob like me at the end of this challenge is gonna become the next crazy racer or just crash and burn. Let's find out.
Front brake or something, or?
Girl, you had me so scared.
My name is Rennie Skaysbrook. I am the road test editor for Cycle News magazine. I've raced 2 Isle of Man TT events, so I've had 6 starts at the Isle of Man over 2 years.
Some people think I'm crazy for riding at all, but to me it's not really a big deal. After hitting tens of thousands of miles of road trips, finally riding cross country, I've just kind of felt like I've lost the adrenaline of riding, and I'm kind of looking for that thrill again.
Why race Isle of Man?
Because it's the biggest adrenaline rush you'll ever get. There are very, very few places in the world that you can ride. I don't really know that there's anywhere in the world anymore that you can ride a bike like that, a full-blown superbike, around a 37-mile street course and have the place shut down for you. It's the most out there, like, I know I shouldn't be doing this kind of feeling, but it's just, you can't believe you're allowed to do it.
So for anyone who wanted to participate in the Isle of Man and race, who didn't have a connection like you, what would that process look like?
The practice for me leading into the race, I couldn't just fly back and forth to the Isle of Man for California, forget it. So I used the PlayStation game a lot. You know, the PlayStation game is actually really good, but my routine would be, I would watch an onboard lap, and then I would do 1 lap of the PlayStation, and I'd put it down, and then I'd come back the next day, and I just did that every day for at least a year. I got to a point where I could basically do the game in my sleep. But the game is very, very good. Like, it is really accurate in what you see. So I saw stuff in the game that I saw on the thing, like even little, flower pots outside people's houses that were in the game. They mapped it so well, so you knew exactly where you were going. It's all about just imprinting into your brain over and over and over again where you're going. And
So this is the video game that Rennie said that he practices when he can't fly to Europe every weekend. I don't usually play video games, so I'm set up in Cody's office, who he does play video games every day. So we'll see how it goes. Ooh, I'm good at this. Oh no! Oh God! Oh! I just fell into people and nothing happened to them. That's actually really fun.
you could never be too ready for the TT. For me, it was just riding all the time. I have a supermoto downstairs, and I was just on that bike at least once or twice a week.
I am at Road Atlanta in Brazelton, Georgia on Aprilia's track day. Like Rennie said, how the importance of muscle memory, just getting on a bike as often as possible. So I made it a point to just get on my bikes at home and practice in the parking lot. Now I'm at the part of the practice I'm most excited about. I am at the Virginia Raceway for what is not your typical track day. So for the next 48 hours, we'll be doing a 2-day Ken Hill masterclass.
My name is Ken Hill, and I am a professional motorsports coach. This is something that I've been doing for over 2 decades. This is how I make my living doing it, not a hobby, and something I'm incredibly passionate about. Had a long career in racing, even a little bit of on the professional side. The last couple of decades have been as a professional motorsports coach, and I coach anywhere from new riders to people that have won multiple championships.
So this track organization I'm with was willing to provide a discount code for you if you want to take a track day with them too. And that's going to be code Doodle 10, and I'll link to it down below. Now, here's a 20-second training montage. So I did a track day earlier this year on a cold day in February, and I low-sided. You'll see that in another video soon.
You've got to be comfortable with having houses, cars, no runoff whatsoever anywhere, so there is just no crashing. You crash there, it's probably going to be pretty bad. There are not very many places where you can jump off at the Isle of Man and expect to walk away.
So when I low-sided, at first it didn't even hurt. Like it didn't really feel like anything. So I just kept riding for the rest of the day. It wasn't until later in the afternoon that my wrist started to hurt and I started to feel some pain in my neck and shoulders. And then the next day, around 3 in the morning, it woke me up because it hurt so bad. But my neck, my shoulders, my wrist, just barely moving my wrist, hurt so bad. I had no idea if I could even twist the throttle. But after some Advil and ice and a lot of excitement, I was able to finish riding that day. But I can't help but think about that while I'm here. I really wish my Alpine Stars airbag vest would have arrived in time, because that probably would help a lot as far as like neck and shoulder pain. Hopefully I don't low side. Whitney's helping set up some cameras right now. So, since I've done so many U-turns, over 12,000 in the past year, just did the motor cop slow speed course a couple weeks ago, I keep confusing slow speed and high speed. It's totally opposite. So what Julian's working on with us is pushing right to go right. That is opposite with slow speed skills, so it's blowing my mind, but it's crazy because it works.
How we doing?
I think good.
Nice.
A little bit faster that time. Getting real toasty though, let me tell you. Real toasty.
How did you get into racing at the Isle of Man? Was it just by a friend with a phone call?
When I won Pikes Peak in 2019, which is last year that they had motorcycles on the mountain, a lot of people had taken notice of it, and I had always wanted to do it, but yeah, as I say, like I think that ship had sailed, but I was just texting back and forth with my friend David Johnson, and I said, look, what do you think the chances are of me actually getting a ride now? And this was like 2 weeks after Pikes Peak, of actually getting a ride in the TT, because I didn't have any money. Like I couldn't afford to do it. Like it's a very expensive endeavor to race the TT on your own, and any motorsport is, but especially the Isle of Man, and even more so when you got to do it from America or anywhere that's not in England. So he goes, look, give me a minute. And yeah, it was like a day later, he texted me back, and he'd been on the phone to Paul Phillips, who's the general manager of the race, and he works for the Isle of Man government. They are the owners of the race. And so I got an email from Paul Phillips asking me if I wanted to come over and have a look at the place, because when you're a newcomer, you have to go over there on your own. They try and tell you to come in like November, which is what I did. End of November, I think I went. And if you've never seen the place before, you need to go there, have a look at it, and go yes or no. And so I went there for a week, and I was in the car from sunup to sundown for 7 days and just knocking out laps. That's all I did. I didn't do any sightseeing. I didn't do anything else. All I did was get in that car and just go lap after lap.
So apparently, this little hump is not a back protector. This is. Shout out to Aprilia for giving me one, because I didn't know about that. And I did my track days last week with them.
Great job. So, because I saw you increase the speed and you feel more comfortable, you can get on the gas. Because it's kind of like a straight line, Okay. So if it's a straight line, we can roll on that throttle as much as you feel comfortable. Okay. And being that I've been seeing you getting comfortable and getting up there and start moving, so good job.
Starting to feel it. I brought Epsom salt in my suitcase, hoping that hotel would have a bathtub, but it doesn't.
One of the coolest things about being able to train with a professional coach is being able to feel and see what they do firsthand. And that is a 2-up session.
That feels very different than when I was riding.
Got to do your study, got to watch your onboards, you got to play the PlayStation game, you got to get out there and do your practice on your bike, you got to, all that stuff.
And today, I caught up to people more than once.
Okay, good job. Now, I need your head to follow.
Front brake or something, or?
I'm not sure exactly. I was trying to hang off the bike, just moving my butt off.
Girl, you had me so scared.
Oh, it was like, where is she? So what happened was overconfidence, I think. I got a little cocky and I started adding butt off the seat. I'm really not totally sure what I did, but I know I went wide, I went into the grass, and then once I was in the grass, the bike went down. So,
Okay,
it didn't go down until the pavement. That's all.
You target fixated.
Yeah, is that what I did?
Yeah, you can see it in the camera. You looked really good though. How did it feel?
It felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's really weird and scary at first. So what I wanted to work on you next was your feet positioning. So feet positioning is going to play a big part in everything else too. So that was the point of like feeling awkward and getting down.
That was fun.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What's happening to me?
Track rat Doodle.
Something's happening to me. I'm turning into a crazy person. A crazy racer. It's adrenaline. I think I have adrenaline right now.
You know, the way body works is with adrenaline is it's a fight or flight. You're gonna, in survival mode and your body's naturally gonna take over. And all the stress hormones, adrenaline, cortisol, all that stuff is just flowing through you. So then your body's like, okay, we're unsafe, we gotta do something.
Isle of Man racers aren't the only elite riders I intend to emulate this year to level up my own riding skills. We'll also be recreating our favorite movie motorcycle scenes, training like motor police officers, and combat motorcyclists. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.
I don't want to hear any excuses. Next time you make any excuses, let me show you someone very inspiring who's here. This lady over here. So, Susie, we were partnered yesterday with Julian and she's like, oh, you guys, I'm really slow. And then all of a sudden, She's gone. She's just completely disappeared in another dimension.
Yeah, that's my room.
Susie, how long have you been riding?
Since 2009.
And how long have you been, is that how long you've been track riding too?
No, from 2015 or 16. One of those years.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I could not believe how much my riding had changed in just 72 hours. And now I think I understand why these crazy Isle of Man racers do this.
That was really exciting.
Although I'm not even close to the level of Isle of Man racers after 72 hours, I have so much respect for you. I seriously look up to your tenacity and your riding skill levels. You all are incredible.
Maybe I'm getting better at this. Oh, no, never mind.
Now that you've seen how far a noob can go when we play Follow the Leader, even just for a short time, watch what happens in this next challenge when we shadow a different kind of legend.